Married to Shelley. They happen to be newlyweds. Tony has one daughter, one stepdaughter, one stepson, and 3 granddaughters. He was a Gurnee business owner for 9 years at Tony Pison's. After Hurricane Katrina, he organized the Gurnee Express, in which 3 semis full of food and clothing were sent to the people of New Orleans. His hobbies include golf, reading, walking and biking through the local forest preserves with Shelley. Let's hear it for Mr. Maniscalco.
Thank you very much, and good morning. I'd like to thank Ann Hazen and the GWBA for hosting this debater event, and everyone else that came here this morning. Thank you very much. I want to thank the people of Gurnee for giving us this opportunity to present our case in this next 3 weeks. I do want to become the mayor of Gurnee for a number of reasons, and we only have 5 minutes, so what I believe our village and our country, because Gurnee is not different than many communities and our country today. The economics we are facing are troubling all of us. Our village is fortunate that we've had good economic base because of Gurnee Mills and all the stores and that. You business owners know how hard it is anytime to make business and to afford services to people and make a profit at it. Today, it is very difficult, no matter what business you own. I owned a restaurant, which I still believe is the toughest of all businesses, but I'm sure that you are having your times keeping your business open and afloat. As far as Gurnee goes, though, I feel that there are some areas that seem to be not going in the direction that many of us feel it should go. And to touch on just a couple of them is these budget hearings that we've been dealing with the last couple of weeks, which we do every year, have some items in it that I feel are being left unsaid, meaning the pay raises that no one wants to talk about. I don't know how many of you feel, but other communities are freezing their pay. If they're private or if they're public, school boards or other villages have chosen to maybe not give out raises and bonuses just because of the times the way they are. I don't see any representation talking about that item. Maybe we could do something about cutting back on the raises and the bonuses. Every little bit counts. The village should look hard and long at what it can do to protect the future of our community in this endeavor. It doesn't make sense to me that we give out bonuses and raises when times are good, and when times are bad, do we just still keep on doing the same? So when do we cut back? And maybe some people think we never cut back. They just approved $80,000 for 4 police vehicles. This was part of the upcoming budget. I don't understand why an item from the budget should have been taken out of the budget before it gets approved. So it just seems to me like a lot is being done, and we're circumventing the purpose of even having a budget hearing. So the practice that Gurnee has done is it seems they can be selective on what appropriation can be done when they see fit to do it. Maybe there's a reason or an excuse, but I haven't heard it, and they haven't come out and shared that with us. It has been reported that I want to fire people, and that is absolutely untrue. The 2 positions that I made public were the police chief and the village administrator. I do want to say that they have served the community very well, especially Mr. Hayner, longtime village administrator, If many of you remember, 6 years ago, I organized a group. I rented a big red bus in search of keeping Jim Hayner on as village administrator. So the truth of the matter is, it's not anything personal. I just believe that sometimes we need a new direction. And it is all true that organizations have to change sometimes their leadership. Our village staff, police, and everyone are awesome. They're second to none anywhere in the country. So I just want to make that clear that I'm not out just to fire people. That is completely untrue. I just think that the leadership needs to abdicate their power and look for a new direction. Thank you very much.
While Greg's getting settled, Greg Garner has been a resident for Gurnee for 11 years. He is married to Lavana, his wife, of 20 years. He has 4 children, ages 4 to 15, 2 boys and 2 girls. He has been a Gurnee trustee for 2.5 years, and Greg's hobbies include raising his children, playing basketball, plus we hear he was a former cheerleader at Loyola. All right.
That was supposed to be a secret, but
he let it
here
slip.
we go.
Let's
we
hear
went
it
to
for
the
Greg Garner.
We went to the Final Four, as a matter of fact, and it was one of the times of my life. Good morning. Thank you, Ann Hazen, for inviting me here, and the Gurnee Women's Business Association. I thank you for inviting me to hear my views. You know, when I moved to Gurnee about 11 years ago, and it was an exciting time, and it was great. I mean, you know, we went shopping, we did a whole bunch of stuff that was just, I was in heaven because, you know, the shopping was great, and bought a house and did all the right stuff, right? But over the years, things changed, and they changed very quickly. I started to notice that, you know, the schools were asking for referendums consistently, and then the superintendent, Ben Martindale at that time, asked my wife and I if we'd run a couple of referendums. We did that for them. We were unsuccessful. However, we were more successful than the previous referendums, and we lost by 58 votes. It was a nail-biter. But nevertheless, Gurnee began to change. There was changes in leadership. There were changes in how the town was run. Shopping started to decline. Gurnee Mills became outdated with poor retail shopping choices. You know, it's an 80s type mall, and you know, Gurnee Mills and Great America were the things that made Gurnee what it is today. You know, there's rampant spending in the village. All of these things have compounded and have changed our town to something other than what I had hoped. It is really, in my opinion, on a slow decline. To compound that, we now have the economic crisis, and you know, which is hurting us currently. And I just think, you know, we're looking at we've had multiple tax increases, and I've watched the burden shift to the residents, and you know, now we're looking at, in my opinion, because it's been talked about in the village, returning the property tax. I just think this is not the way to fund the village. We've got to change the leadership at this point, and this is why I'm running. I just see it a little differently. I think we need to get back to basics. We need to build the town Welton had a vision and a dream, and it was Gurney Mills Great America, and the town went kaboom.